So here's an interesting game. When you put your pieces on unusual squares, your opponent might make mistakes. And I'm going to show you an example. We've got white opening with an unusual knight opening, and I also opened with what might look unusual, but it's the most obvious move to stop the knight from advancing there. Just the pawn that sits in front of the knight stops it from coming to my side of the board. It's also considered a very dangerous move because it exposes my king to a white diagonal attack, but that's blocked by his knight at the moment. So I continue opening this up, and he pushes the king pawn, so we've staked our openings. And now I come over here with the bishop. It seems the obvious place to stick it. Get that nice diagonal going. He comes with a pawn. Seems like a bit of a redundant extra move. And I decide it's time to start pushing in the middle because he's got nothing defending it. He takes, my queen goes to the middle. Now he brings out his bishop. He's looking to castle. So I bring my knight to here. Obviously, I don't want to bring my knight to the edge. I don't want to bring my knight to here because then after this, where can I castle? So I bring the knight to here. This is the unusual move, you see. This is the unusual move.
Kingside castling.
I put my knight here now. So again, this is an unusual move. The knight is 2 squares forward from where it would normally be sitting in the home position, instead of 2 squares forward and 1 across. So let's see how that unfolds. He pushes a pawn here, trying to get through on the queen side for some reason. Maybe he thinks I can't castle kingside.
Kingside castling.
It is a bit weak, especially with my queen in line with my king there on the white diagonal, but I've got a white diagonal bishop that I can sort of get in the way there, hopefully soon. And he opens up that white diagonal line, so it's already looking a bit dodgy. I've got to get these pieces back a bit now. So back comes that, giving that structure with the pawns. Bishops and pawns are great at solidifying everything with each other. And now here comes his queen to an odd square. I don't really see the point of this move. I bring my light colour bishop now bang opposite her, so he cannot advance that queen pawn now without putting his queen at risk. So he attacks the bishop. This is the move he makes. This is the foolish move he makes. You see that? He's just given me that knight because he didn't think or know or realise or consider that my knight would be on an unusual square. You see, my knight would normally be where my pawn is, where my bishop pawn is. And this would not be a risky move at all for him. So you see, he's looked at the board. He hasn't really looked at where my pieces are, and he's moved his knight here. And after knight takes knight, he's all a kerfuffle now. He's a whole piece down. He's likely to lose anyway. He brings another knight out, hoping to swell the numbers. And this is a very foolish move because...
Checkmate.
So again, why did I win? I don't know. Maybe my opening was unusual, but I think it was an unusual opening, but I also think that knight being on an odd square, that was the kingpin. That's what threw him. That's what made him make a blunder, which cost him a whole piece. So, what's the lesson from today? Get your pieces on unusual squares if the opportunity arises. Don't be afraid of putting your pieces on odd squares. It can often catch out an opponent who doesn't think long enough and hard enough about the squares your pieces are actually on, and instead devotes their mind to the squares they would normally be on. And you should also take away from this a lesson for yourself, which is to never assume that pieces are on certain squares. So for you need to be thinking, well, my opponent's pieces need looking at afresh. Always. Always. So if you like my lessons, subscribe, like and subscribe, and it's Chess Voices on YouTube. Thanks for watching.